Hey guys, I'd like to welcome you to this webinar. If you're here for the first time, just please be patient. Just wait a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for a few people to jump on. I know we've got people from all around the world jumping on, which is really exciting. I think we've got a couple of guys in Poland, a few guys in Germany, some guys overseas in the States, a few guys around Africa, a couple of guys in India. So literally people from all over the place are listening into this call. So we're just going to give them all a couple of minutes to jump on, and then we'll get started. So yeah, I will jump back on this line in the next sort of 1 minute to 2 minutes. Hey, if you're jumping onto this call for the first time, just please be patient. We're just giving it a minute or two until everybody gets on board. So please just be patient. We'll probably start in the next 2 to 3 minutes. Hey guys, if you're jumping on this call for the first time, please just give it a minute or two. We are just waiting for some people to jump online from all over the world. So if you'll just give us a couple of minutes. Hey, if you're jumping on for the first time, we're going to get started in the next minute or so. Hey guys, if you're jumping on this call for the first time, we'll start very, very soon. Just waiting for a few people from all around the world to jump on board. So please just be patient and we will get started soon. Awesome. So I think I'm going to get started. Hey guys, my name is Graydon Boswell and I'd like to welcome you to this call, especially if you're here for the first time. I firstly just want to start off by saying how excited I am for you to be on this call. I mentioned, just as we started, that we've got people from all around the world, jumping on board, listening to what we're doing, and what we're creating. It's really, really powerful. So I'm going to, tell you a little bit about me so we're not complete strangers. And I just wanted to show you my face rather than pictures so you know that I'm real and what I'm doing is basically real, not just the voice behind a bunch of pictures. So firstly, I want to say thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you for taking out your time out of your day to jump on board this call. I'd like to welcome all the guys out in Europe, the guys in America. I think we might have a couple in South America, all around Africa, now going into Asia. And it's crazy how business these days can spread, especially with technology. I think it was Bill Gates who said, if you're born poor, that's not your fault. But if you die poor, that is your fault. And I think now, especially today, with the way the world is going, with the internet, with everything that is happening, there are so many more opportunities to make money than there was, 5, 10, even 3 or 4 years ago. And so with that being said, my name is Graydon Boswell. I am 26 years old, and I've been in this industry now for 4 going on 5 years. And what's so exciting about this industry and where it's going is that we're right in the beginning. But basically at that stage, when I was first approached by this, I was 22 years old. I was doing a double major in business and psychology. I was told the way to get ahead was to get a degree. And the truth is, I thought I was screwed for life, because I was told you got to be super smart to make money, you got to get A grades, and I wasn't really the most book smart kind of guy. But I did know that I did want to make a lot of money, and not to make a lot of money to be like, hey, look at me, look what I've got, but more to make, a bunch of money to just say, you know what, I can do whatever it is that I want. And so whenever I mention money today, I want you to think about me really saying lifestyle, okay? So whenever I say money, I want you to think lifestyle. And so I got involved in this industry 4 years ago. I was 22. I was bartending and DJing to pay off my tuition while I was studying at varsity, double major, business and psychology. And about halfway through varsity, I met this American guy, and he asked me some really good questions. And the first thing he said to me was, how do you make a lot of money? And I said, well, if you work really, really hard, then you'll become successful. But the truth is, that's not really the truth, because a lot of us, probably some of you guys in this webinar, are working really, really hard, but are not successful. And he said, the first thing is you've got to get involved with something big before it gets really, really big. And the second thing he said is you've got to follow people who have the success that you want. And he said, there's a lot of good people out there, but there's a lot of good people who are sincerely wrong about a lot of things in life. And so you've got to follow people who have what you want. And I think that is one of the key things, because most of us listen to people who don't have what we want. And there's a brilliant saying that goes, if you say what people say and you do what people do, you're going to get what those people get every single time. And what do most of those people have? Not much at all. And so for me, it was a complete no-brainer to follow this guy. But I remember I listened to what he said, and I was pretty hesitant, pretty skeptical. But I said to him, okay, I understand I got to get involved with something big, and I understand I got to follow people, the right people. And I said, why should I follow you? And he said, because Graydon, at 19 years old, I was a petrol pump attendant. And by 26, I'd made $10 million US. And I was just like, damn, I'm sold. I will listen to whatever it is that you say. I'll follow you. And basically, myself and this guy ended up building 2 or 3 organizations to over 3,000 people each. And a few months ago, he came to me with this concept. And when I first heard it, honestly, I was just like, nah, I'm not really that interested. And I really started to, the more I looked into what this guy was doing, the more I started to dislike it, because I actually just liked it so much. You ever said like, no, I won't enjoy it, I won't like it, and then you really try it, and then you really like it, and you really enjoy it, and you feel like a bit of a doers for doing that? Well, that was me. And so the concept that this guy introduced to me was a company by the name of wealth generators. So I'm just going to share my screen here. It's going to look a bit crazy for a second, but here it is. I haven't used the Mac in so long, so excuse me for a second. There we go. So the company he introduced me to was a company called Wealth Generators. And when I saw the name, I thought, well, that's really, really cool. And that's literally what the company is about. It's about generating wealth. It's about helping people. And so there's a few questions I want to ask you guys, and I want you to ask yourself. How many of you on this call want to make more money? How many of you on this call want to get a new car? How many of you guys want to travel? How many of you want to help the unfortunate? And how many of you wanted to start your own business when you were younger? What's so sad about how the world is now, everything is going, is that we shrink our dreams to match our income. It's like when I was younger, I had like mansions and Lamborghinis and dreams of owning my own jet one day. And I remember I got my first job and I got my first paycheck, and that Lamborghini and that jet ended up becoming like a City Golf, a Toyota Taz. Your dreams just shrink. And it's like the more reality hits you, excuse me, the more reality hits you, it's like the more, like, I'm going to say depressed, but the more depressed we actually become. because we have all these big dreams, we have all these ambitions when we're young, and then life just hits you really hard, like in the balls, or punches you between the eyes or in the nose, and you're not prepared for it, and we never try anything again. And so if you've tried something before and failed, I encourage you to keep an open mind. You know, one of the questions I put there is, what is the most expensive thing in the world? And most people say, oh, my wife or my girlfriend, which it isn't. I mean, they're pretty expensive. But the truth is, the most expensive thing in the world is having a closed mind. And I read a brilliant quote here the other day by Dr. Wayne Dyer. And he said something along the lines of, let me just see if I can find this thing quickly. He said, the ultimate ignorance is the rejection of something you know nothing about, yet refuse to investigate. And I think that's so true with a lot of us. There's so many of us who can really go far in life, but we're too comfortable, we're too lazy, or we've just never been given the opportunity. So before we go any further, I want to ask you, you know, how would you feel if you just made like an extra $50,000 per month, whether it's rand, dollars, euros, pounds, whichever country you're from? If you just made 50,000 more in your currency, you know, what kind of life would you live? Where would you go? What would you drive? Where would you travel? Where would you live? What food would you eat? What clothes would you wear? And when I think about this stuff, I get really excited about, you know, what is happening, because I'm on track to do that, and so are a bunch of people on this call. And so the big trends in the moment are the internet, you know, app designs, all that kind of stuff is really happening. But the average Joe who isn't really sort of entrepreneurial, or isn't really, you know, into the tech side of life, you know, kind of struggles to grasp what is happening. And so one of the biggest trends that's happening now is the Forex market. And that's what most of this call is going to be about, Forex. So if you've seen Forex before, you've heard about Forex before, it is insanity what is actually happening around the world with Forex. And the reason I say it is because Forex now is trading at about $5.4 trillion per day. I mean, it is ridiculous. And so what that's taught me is that there's plenty out there for all of us. For those of you in South Africa and Namibia and those places, I mean, basically what our two countries do in a year is $400 billion US. But here you've got an industry that's turning 5.4 trillion a day. You know, it's 10 to 15 times more than our country does in 1 year is doing in 1 day. And so what Forex is, it's leveraging currencies against each other. So we predict, you know, how the rand's going to get stronger to the pound's going to get stronger to the dollar. But the thing about Forex is this: number one is the issues with it is it takes a lot of time to learn, and number two is please excuse me, number two is it can take a lot of money. And so this company came about and they said, you know what, there is a big gap here, because we've got a lot of wealthy people making a lot of extra money doing this Forex thing, but there's a lot of people in the middle to lower class areas, or even slightly upper class things, who want to learn how to do this, but they don't have the time to do it. So how can we help them? Okay. And so the company created a whole concept which has 3 parts to it. We show people how to find, how to grow, and how to keep their money. And our motto is bringing Wall Street to Main Street, okay? And that's freaking beautiful, because most people do not know, but the financial world is really against you in everything it is that you do. If you make a lot of money, you're going to get given deals with a lot of money. If you don't make a lot of money, you're going to get given smaller deals. And so this company said, well, let's help the average Joe really get ahead, okay? So we show people how to find money. We show them how to budget. We have an app which we use called Deductor, okay? And Deductor basically analyzes all our finances and all our expenses. And so what's exciting about Deductor is that it's proper money education. And so what's so exciting about the money education is that we never taught how to actually handle our money, okay? It is ridiculous, you know, that we grow up, we go through varsity, we go through high school, we go through all these systems for years, and we never get taught the basics about money. And so that's what we teach, the basics about money. We show people how to grow money, which for me is the most exciting part. And after that, we show people how to keep money, because it's not about how much money you can make, it's about how much money you get to keep at the end of the day. And so what we are essentially is a financial fitness company. We're a plugin. We show people basically what the best sort of idea based
on 20 grand a month, but it's character, integrity, it's all the other stuff that'll get you up to 100 grand a month and keep you there.
Doctor, could you please mute?
That makes perfect sense.
Oh, I'm on a webinar right now with Dr. Graydon Boswell. Hey, but do me a favor. Do you know how to switch out a picture with a different picture on Facebook?
Are you asking me?
No, I mean like the picture that you posted of me and you in Manhattan.
Sorry guys, Cliff doesn't know these mics on.
Pretty yellow compared to your white jacket, so I fixed that.
Second.
And I sent it to you because I don't like that picture on Facebook because it looks like I smoke cigarettes and drink coffee and I'm fucking depressed.
There we go. Sorry guys. So basically, the company is all about financial fitness and it gives people tips on what to trade and how to handle all their money. And so the best performing fund in the world brought in about a 49% return on investment, okay, which is big, but you needed $2 million to invest. And you're probably sitting there going, great, and why are you telling me this? Why is this important to me? You know, how does this affect my life? Well, I'm going to tell you why it affects your life. None of us have $2 million lying around. We don't have $600,000 to pay in fees to get ahead in life. You see, the problem is that most people wanted to start a business when they were younger, and the only way to get ahead in life is to have investments like properties and to have businesses and things like that. But the problem is most of us can't afford to do that. Most of us are just stuck there. We're earning one stream of income. We want to get ahead, and no matter how hard we work, we are not getting ahead of our situation. We get a pay raise every single year, but even that raise doesn't get us ahead. So what do we do? It's like system-wise, we're doing everything right. We did what we told. But Warren Buffett said it brilliantly. He said the average millionaire makes 7 streams of income. The average billionaire makes 40. The average working person only makes 1 stream of income. You know why 97% of the world is broke? And so wealth generators saw this and they said, how can we get everybody on an equal playing field? How can we get people to make more, to do more, to gain more? And so we are severely regulated. We have an A rating at the Better Business Bureau. We're regulated by the SEC, the FTC, the FTCIC, FINRA. We follow all the regulation that you need. You can take a look at our documentation. And the reason I wanted to show you this is because that is power right there. The fact that the company chooses to be regulated on a daily basis, the fact that the company is saying here, we're not hiding anything from anybody, whether they win or lose, everything is published online. And so what we've got are essentially 5 extremely powerful products. And I'm going to talk to you about 4 of them. Our first product is the FX Multiplier. This is an algorithmic trader. Okay, it costs $500 to open this account. But what's crazy is this thing is averaging a 6 to 8% return on investment per month, which is phenomenal. Now you think about it, you put your money in a savings account at a bank, what are you getting? 5% a year. This thing's doing 6 to 8% per month. Okay, so if this thing had to, continue like it has been, obviously past performance does not guarantee future results, but this product has closed out in a profit every single day since it has been created for the last 3 to 4 years, which is phenomenal. So basically, essentially what this product can do in 1 year is what your bank is going to do in the next 12 years. And so now what's happened is, for people who are investing their money and things like that, what they've realized is now that 40-year plan has now become a 4-year plan, which is phenomenal. So this is our first product, the FX Multiplier. People say, Graydon, how is it possible that you guys get it 6 to 8% per month, whereas my bank's only giving me 5% a month? 5% a year. My investment company is giving me 10%, maybe 12%. Well, I'll tell you what. Banks have this technology. How do you think banks make money? If you try log into your bank, not everywhere in the world, but generally between 12 and 1 o'clock at night, what you don't know is that the bank is actually trading your money on Forex, okay? Either they're putting in Forex, bonds, loans, stocks, they're doing all kinds of things with your money. So often when you try log in at night, I don't know if you've been at the club between 12 and 1, you swipe your card doesn't work. You try logging into your bank to see what's wrong, you can't log in, insufficient funds or whatever. The bank is actually taking your money and trading it on the markets. Also from my research personally as well, is I found that the banks give you about 0.01% of what they make for you. Okay, so if they're giving you 5.5%, that's only 0.01% of what the bank has actually made off your money. And so people say, why is it? It's so unethical. That's how the system's been for years and years and years and years and years, because the big guys upstairs are greedy and they take from the little guys like us, and we sit there and we suffer. It's always the middle class that end up paying all the taxes and all the bills, and it makes me crazy. So Wealth Generator said, let's help people get ahead. Our next product is the FX Accelerator. For my guys overseas, especially in the States, this is an unbelievable product. It's been averaging about 4.6% per month. Truth is, the last 2 months, it's been averaging over 5%, which is unbelievable per month. essentially is our lowest performing product, and that's about 50% per year, which is crazy. Okay, so think about that. Bank gives you, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5%, maybe 6 if you're in the States, only 1 or 2. If you're in Europe, only 1 or 2% a year. This thing is giving you 50%, which is crazy. So what this is an algorithmic trader, high frequency, but very, very low risk. And so what I love about wealth generators is you can take a look at our entire performance history since inception of the company. And so equities, what is equities? We trade this as well, okay? So what equities is, it's the trading of stocks, shares, things like that. The Fortune 500 companies, that's who we trade with on around the world. So our equities department last year, you can see they're 737%. Now that's risking everything that you've done, but at a 10% risk, you're looking at about a 73% return, okay, for last year. The year before was around 82, and the year before that was around, I think, 90 something. The worst year WG has had, Wealth Generators has had with equities in the last 5 years is a 54% return on investment. It's insanity. And so we've got some of the best traders in the world who are analyzing and taking a look at the markets. And some of these guys were working with hedge funds. Some of these guys had their own companies on Wall Street mainly. The owners have got over 100 years of experience between them. And they said, let's just help the small guy. And so what's so exciting about Wealth Generators is that we also have a 6-month money back guarantee. So the company does not make you money over the next 6 months. So you put in $1,000, and that goes to $999.99, the company will reimburse you $2,699. I wouldn't bet against Wealth Generators. In 5 years, we've never had to give people all their money back, which is crazy exciting, okay? So the last 2 products I'm going to talk about before I continue are unbelievable. So the one is the FX Simplifier. Now, this is for people who really want to learn how to trade Forex. All the systems that I've spoken about now are 100% automated. The next 2, this one here, the FX Simplifier, brought about 140% return on investment, but it's high risk. So it doesn't win every single month. WG doesn't win all the time. But the key thing is over a 12-month period, it's always turned profits, okay, for the last 5 years. Now, the one product we've just launched recently is binary options. And so we were test running this in South America. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to update and put a slide on. But the binary options has been bringing people returns on investments on $100 accounts. That means you put in $100, you risk 5%. So that means every time you trade $5. And some of these people have been getting returns of 40 to 70%, only trading for 1 hour a day. Just imagine making 40 to 70% on $100. So let's just say $40 a day extra while you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. Just for 1 hour a day, you made an extra $40. If you work that out, over a 5-day period, because Forex only trades 5 days, that's $200 US a week. That's $800 a month. That's over 10,000 Rand or Namibian dollars down here in Africa, just by working 1 hour extra a day. So that can give you that much money in that small amount of time. Okay, it is phenomenal. So I've been talking to all my friends in Colombia. A bunch of us in South Africa are getting started on this product because of the fact that you can make 30, 40, 50, 60, $100 a day just trading for 1 hour. And so don't worry if you don't know how to trade. We have a whole university that teaches you how to trade, okay? We have live webinars daily. We have a whole bunch of people that you can reach out to help you and teach you how to do this. Or you can run all the software on automatic, except for the binary options, which you have to do live by yourself. But you basically are on a webinar, you're taking a look at what the experts are doing, and you're copying directly. So imagine you're writing a test, and the A student has got a paper next to you with all the answers and says, here you go, Sam, you just have to fill in this, this, and this. Boom, you make money. And I'm really, really excited about this. So what I did was, please don't take this as predicting the future or guaranteeing anything. This is just based on past performance. But what I did was just to really show you the power of WG is the power of compounding. So this isn't interest either. It's return on investment, because there isn't interest in the Forex market. We buy and we sell currencies. That's what we do. So the principal amount, what we worked out on, was $1,000. If you had to put $1,000 for 10 years, if you take a look on the left here, and you got 8% a year, which is generally what a unit trust gives you at a bank. In 10 years' time, you'd have $2,219. Which is terrible, in my opinion. it's only double the money. But the problem is, even though your money is doubled, inflation's increased. Your money is never going to buy you more if you're putting it in the bank. I've gone to some of the banks here and say, I want to open a savings account. The bankers tell me, go somewhere else. Go somewhere else to put your money, because we are not getting enough for the people. People are actually falling behind by savings. You see, what's crazy is we've been brought up in a world where they say, save, 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 save. Take what you can or whatever. We never get taught to grow, 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 grow. Become more. Work towards something. So then I took a look at the best investment return in South Africa, which was 28%, which was a once-off. Generally, it's 80%. So if you got 28% every single year on $1,000, in 10 years' time, you're looking at $15,000 return. Okay, which is not bad at all. But then I took a look at this. If you had $1,000, you put it into a multiplier, and the multiplier underperformed, meaning it brought in about 5.5% a year. Okay, the truth is our multiplier has been averaging a lot more than we say it has been, but just, we just like to keep it real. So we say 5.5% a month. If you got 5.5% in a month, 67% a year for the next 10 years, you'd make $677,000. The same amount of money, the same amount of time, but the difference is just in the platforms that you put it in. It is freaking phenomenal because of the fact that we have something that runs by itself and it makes you money. So while you're playing golf, while you're making dinner, while you're making sweet love, you've got something that's working for you on the side. So what I want to do for a second is just get Samir and Zane on this call, because they are some of the guys who've been doing this for a little while, and then we'll hear from Clif. But what's exciting is that, Zane's been using this product for some time. So Zane, I was wondering if you could just please share your story, with regards to using the multiplier and, how things have gone with that.
Awesome. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, 100%.
All good. Sweet. Well, how's it going, guys? This is Zane Bradshaw talking right here. Just a little bit about myself. I am 19 years old of age, 4 months out of high school. And I'm going to be honest, last year I did not know a clue what I was going to do this year for a living. But, something struck and I've changed my life for the good. So basically, I saw these products for the investments and, it was impossible for
Did we lose Zane?
Yeah, we lost Zane. Sam, what did you do there, brother? You muted Zane. I don't know how you did that.
I like Zane's picture with the collar popped.
Dude, I don't know what's Sam, you just blocked Zane. I don't know how you did that.
I tried to unmute him, or at least.
Sorry, can you guys hear me?
He's back. There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Zane, you muted yourself again. No, you're still muted.
He's a handsome boy, but we can't hear him.
Yeah. There we go.
No. Okay, sweet.
Nobody touched anything.
Okay, yeah. So where do we end?
You were talking about how high school wasn't for you. You took a look at the products, and then you got cut off.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I put about $15,000 into the account, and I wanted to see if it would actually work for me. These returns sound way amazing. I really wanted to see if it would work. So I put the money in. It's been a few months, and it has done absolutely incredible things. I'm actually looking at the account right now on the screen. I mean, 15,000 put in. I'm sitting on now $16,286.41, and that is all 100% profit.
Zane, what?
All 100% profit, and that's just in a few months.
Is that the multiplier?
That's the multiplier, and that's only the 1.0. This month, I'm going to upgrade my account to the 2.0. It's going to get double the returns.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, I wish I could share my screen over here. I'm not sure if I can, but I mean, the returns are in front of me. I hope you can hear in my voice that it's legit, but I'm stoked. I'm stoked. This is insane, man.
Well, I think what's so powerful about it is the fact that, with respect, you've done nothing and it's grown $1,500, basically more than 10%, in a little under 2 months, while you basically have been jolling and living your life like normal. And to me, that is phenomenal. I mean, that's what in rand, that's that's about 20,000 rand that you've made doing nothing.
Exactly. And I mean, my account, I calculated it, and this is with me doing absolutely nothing to the account. And this is realistic now. Under the average return, what it's doing, I've calculated in the next 7 years, the account will be at $1 million because it's already at 15,000. And you know, my question is, how long will it take for a person to make $15,000? It's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but for this kind of returns, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thanks, Zane. I appreciate your time and I appreciate you jumping on the call. For those of you who have any questions for Zane, feel free to add it on Facebook, hit him up on WhatsApp. But Sam, I want to ask you a few questions. Zane, thank you so much for your time. Sam, tell everyone a little bit about you and why you got involved and what you do and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, cool. Can you hear me? I'm not muted.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, yeah. So for those that don't know me, I'm Samir. I'm 29 years old, and I'm a qualified quantity surveyor. The problem is that I just couldn't work for a boss for the rest of my life. No disrespect to people that are working jobs, but I had a goal by 35. I want to be retired. I didn't know what was going to get me there at the time, but that was my goal. And the thing is this, about 1.5 years ago, I took a leap of faith and resigned my day job, started my own business. And yes, it might have generated me more income, but it took more of my time and more of my money went back into the business because I just had a newborn. My son was born today. Well, yeah, this week he'll be 2 years old, and I've got another 2-week-old baby as well. So I mean, with 2 kids, living off one stream of income is very difficult in today's time. So I was looking for something more. And then Graydon actually messaged me and he said, have a look at this information. And to be quite honest, I've been in this industry about 1.5 years as well. And I never had massive success previously. And it made me think, should I do it? Should I not do it? Because I never had massive success. So I just said, look, what's $170 to me? It's like 2,600 rand in South Africa. It's not going to make me bankrupt. And I mean, sometimes in life you need to take a risk. And in my first 2 months, I made more money in a 6-month period. And it's not about me. It's purely based on what we have. And the thing is, like, I want to give my family everything that they deserve, I can afford. The thing is, we pray for opportunities all the time. We want to live that lifestyle, but what do we actually have in place? Because I mean, it's very difficult working a job, just having a job, and driving the Ferrari, living in the mansion that you want to live in. So, I mean, this is a company that's really shocked me. Just based on, I mean, Zane told you the returns that they're getting is flipping insane. I'm running the accelerator and I'm getting crazy returns. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the binary because I mean, to make extra $20, $50 a day, that's a lot of money here in South Africa. You can generate more income just from trading 1 hour a day than what you would working a full-time job. So I'm super excited about it, and I'm glad that Graydon introduced me to this. And the thing is, this is all about helping people. And I mean, the support that you have in this business is phenomenal. Sitting on the other side of the, he's always there, he's always willing to help us. And he's one of the best in the industry. And having a guy like that by your side, taking by the hand and showing the way, is phenomenal. So I'm glad and I'm super excited for what's going to happen in the next six in wealth generators.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate that. And thank you, Zane. I appreciate that too. I'm going to go into the next part of the presentation, and Clif, I'll bring you in. So I'll take another couple of minutes. And ladies and gentlemen, Clif is that guy with the cool hat sitting in the bottom there. He's the guy who totally turned everything around for me. So I'm just going to speak for a couple more minutes. You know, you're probably a little bit sick of hearing my voice, but I'm almost done. And we'll get the man, the myth, the legend, Clif Braun, on this webinar. So I'm just, going to get this on. So Clif, can you see my screen? I don't know if I did that properly.
I see a ruler.
Oh, okay, no. Hang on 1 second, guys. Sorry. So I've got this because I made Sam present to everyone. Cool. Presenting. Share. Awesome. Cool. Cool. So you guys heard the stories. You heard that it's real, and it's phenomenal. So what I really love about this and what it is that we're doing is the company also has a referral program. And people say, oh, no, not one of these things. But the reason the company actually went this way was because initially they started off as a broker. They started off as proper people giving financial advice to others. But what they realized that more than 90% of their customer base was coming via word of mouth referral. So they said, well, instead of us, paying, huge amounts of money to advertising, why not just pay the people to spread it instead? And so people say, fuck, those things don't work. Sorry, excuse my swearing. But people say those things don't work. But if you said that to Mark Zuckerberg, he would laugh at you. If you said that to Jack Ma, he would laugh at you. If you said that to Bill Gates, Donald Trump, Robert Kiyosaki, they would all laugh at you because they will tell you that word of mouth advertising is the most effective thing on the planet. And so the reason I love this is because now it gives the average person a fantastic opportunity to make more. So if you refer 3 people to this product, 3 people to this company, the company will basically cover your monthly subscription, which is awesome. As your network grows, the company pays you more. If all you did was get 12 people in this network, you made $500 a month just by referring 12 people to the platform. And you took that $500 a month and you put that into our multiplier, which is what Zane is on, and that bought you 6% a month. If that happened for the next 7 years, you would have $1.1 million. Okay? And so what's exciting is we've got something here. Number one is you don't have to tell anybody about this and you can still make money. I've got a bunch of people who just use the products on a daily basis, just want to make an extra $30 to $40 a day, even an extra $10 to $15 a day. It doesn't really matter. But then we've got some people, they say, flip, this thing's making me money. I want to share it with my friends and I want to get my subscription free. And so as we share it, we get paid more. And as we share it, the company starts to reward us. I mean, what company do you know that if you refer enough people, they give you an iPad? Then they give you a Rolex watch. They send you on holidays all around the world. They buy you cars. It is flippin' brilliant what they have done and what they have incentivized. And what this does is give power back to the people. Because think about how many movies you refer to other people. Think about how many restaurants you referred. Think about how many shops, how many stores, how many colognes, how many companies you have made incredibly wealthy with your friends. Imagine every time you got a friend on Facebook, you got paid. That's basically how this works. And so we've got a bunch of products. Sorry, these products are actually incorrect. I've opened the wrong presentation. But you're looking at a startup fee of $209 or $269. And I recommend the $269 because that includes all the products that we just spoke about. You get a website and you're able to do business, in every single country on the planet. And so what I want to do now is bring up the man, the myth, and the legend who told me everything there is to know about this industry. At 19 years old, he was a petrol pump attendant. By 25, 26 years old, he made $10 million US. And along the way, he's helped like so many people make $1 million US. I think it's somewhere in the region of 50 people that he's helped personally get to $1 million US. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to hand it over to the master trainer of wealth generators and one of the top earners and fastest growing teams in the industry, leader, legend, Clif Braun.
Wow. Professional skateboarder, motivational speaker, maker of women's handbags, the man that does it all. That was an amazing introduction, Graydon. And, it's like after you make a bunch of money, everyone's like, wow, you're amazing, but you're really the same guy in some ways that you were before all of that. And so like when I was 19 years old, I worked at a gas station. I was going to junior college. I mean, I was just like really average. My parents were not poor, but not middle class, like just barely above poor. But we were poor when I was really young because my parents got married young. And I just remember like money was always a conversation in my head. Like if I went to the mall and I wanted to buy something, I was always like, oh God, how much does it cost? Or, or anytime I ever did buy something, then the next day you have like a spending hangover. And I just remember like all throughout growing up, for my parents, my brother, and myself, money that was always on my mind. And life shouldn't be like that, because life really is not about money. But when you don't have any money, it almost feels like your whole life is focused on thinking about how much things cost instead of being able to think about other things. And so when I got into network marketing at 19 years old, I went from making $5 an hour at a gas station to making $5,000 a week at 19 years old. And I bought a BMW, and I got a penthouse apartment, and I bought all these new clothes. But I think like the coolest part of it was I started thinking about different things. It's almost like here's Success Mountain, right? And the higher you climb, like the better the air gets and the less crowded it is, and the more you can see and think clearly. And when you're struggling financially, it really plays games with your mind, because you're filled with anxiety and self-doubt. And you have these great ideas, and then you doubt your own great ideas. And it's almost like you're your own worst enemy. When you're struggling financially, there's just this cloud in your brain that messes up everything. And once you start making, you know, $1,000 a week, and then $5,000 a week, and it's like the more money you make, the more you start to believe in yourself, and you start to think more clearly. And it's an amazing feeling, and I want that for you guys. And here's the thing is, you guys can all do it, but most people are too scared to ever take a chance, because they think everything's a scam. And if you think everything's a scam and you never try anything, it's like if you could have everything you wanted by being who you are, you'd already have it. So obviously you're gonna have to do some different things to get some different results. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna keep getting what you're getting. So it's not even that you have to do WG, it's that you have to try something. You gotta take a chance, you gotta believe in yourself. If you don't take risks, then you're never gonna grow. And if you don't grow, you'll never become your best. And if you never become your best, you're never gonna be happy. And so you look at a lot of these entrepreneurs that have made a lot of money, and they kind of become like motivational speakers or philosophers, like Gary Vaynerchuk. You know, started with his wine business, then his social media business. Now he's practically like a motivational speaker. I mean, he's completely, you know, changed. And it's because once you make it, you look back at your broke self and you realize that all these people, like I'm in my my loft right now here in Long Beach, and I look outside, and there's all these people that are living in a mental prison, and they could do, be, and have whatever they want if they just believed it. But they don't believe it, so they don't take chances, so they always stay stuck in the same place. So there's a lot of different opportunities out there. You know, if you want to make more money, and you want to have more free time, and you want to be able to drive what you want to drive, and wear what you want to wear, and live where you want to live, and eat what you want to eat, and not constantly have that money conversation plaguing your mind and taking up space when you could be thinking about way more important things in life, then you got to pick an opportunity, and you got to take a chance. And WG is one of thousands of opportunities out there. There's so many opportunities out there. You know, anybody that's broke, it's just because they haven't started thinking outside of the box yet. And I'll just give you an example. Let's forget about WG for a second. You could buy things in the old world and sell it in the new world. Maybe you're watching this right now and you're going, man, I want to do WG, but I don't have the money to join. Okay, so go to a garage sale and buy old crap, and then turn around and sell it on Amazon.com for double the price of what you bought it for, and you could easily make the money to join WG. You see, you don't need more resources, you need more resourcefulness, okay? Everyone says I need more money. Well, that's the easy way out. What you need is more ingenuity. What you need is to have more of the entrepreneur mindset, okay? So you don't have the money to join WG, go to a garage sale and buy a bike. You know, buy a bike for like 1,000 Rand, okay, or 2,000 Rand, or maybe it's less, maybe it's even like 500 Rand, and then take that bike and post it on Amazon.com, and you could sell it for double. And you do that a few times. I know people that are just buying bikes at garage sales and then selling them online, and they're making like $5,000 a month, and they're not even fixing the bikes. You know, they're just buying stuff, right, and then selling it. So my point is that all of the breaks in life, all of the opportunities, all of the chances, all of the things that you sit around and pray for, they're all around you. Right now, they're all around you. You just have to stop feeling sorry for yourself, or you won't see all this amazing stuff. It's almost like you stub your toe and you're so focused on your toe that you miss out on the fact that there's a $100 bill just sitting over here. And I mean, it's an analogy, right? You're like, there's no $100 bill over there, but you get what I'm saying. So WG, here's what I like about WG. It's so cheap to get started, and the potential to make money is so huge. You look at all the network marketing companies that are out there, they're all more expensive to join and they pay out less money. What I like about WG, aside from the services that are incredible, is it's so easy for the average person to get up to like $500 a month. And that's kind of how I look at an opportunity, is how easy is it for that new person to get to $500 a month without all the hype and the motivational speaking and the jokes and all the nuggets and all the, you know, just forget about all that. How quickly can a guy get up to making, you know, 5,000 Rand a month? Dave. And so I have the attention span of a what? What has a short attention span? Yeah. No, that's the patience one. My brother is talking in the background. So it's so cheap to join, and there's such a huge potential. I think WG is the best opportunity on the planet right now to help the average person get to 5,000 Rand a month. And I think if we could help a lot of people get to 5,000 Rand a month, we could make a really big difference in this world. And initially, it's like money, 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 money. Well, let's just say you're making, you know, all the money that you need. Eventually, you start thinking about how can I help other people and how can I make a bigger difference. And so I say with WG, let's help everybody get out of the survival mode, and let's help everybody get past that to where they're comfortable and they've got money and they've got their confidence back and their self-esteem. And then let's go out there and let's really make a big difference in this world. And I feel like with WG, we've really got that opportunity better than any other opportunity on the planet. And so I've done a lot of different projects over the past 20 years. My main project, my number one thing, is WG. It's the last thing on my mind when I go to bed. It's the first thing on my mind when I get up. My brother's going to be flying out there to Cape Town, then probably myself, and then Julian, and we're just going to keep sending people out there to work with you guys. And I believe that this is going to be the next big billion-dollar technology company. You know, like imagine starting with Uber, like when it first got started. When it first started, imagine how many people made fun of it and said it would never work. The hardest part about this business, as I wrap up this call, is that 80% of people aren't going to believe you and they're going to make fun of you. And that's just something that you're going to have to learn how to process and deal with in life. You know, some people join WG, they get a bunch of negativity from their family and friends and they quit and they go, man, WG is hard. No, it's not. Life is hard. That's just how it is with everything. You want to go be, you think Justin Timberlake, everybody made fun of him and said, oh, shut up. What do you think, you're going to be a star? Do you think Justin Bieber, some people made fun of him? Well, I mean, they still make fun of him today. But anytime you want to do something different than everybody else, people are going to make fun of you and they're going to give you a hard time. So I want to prepare you for the cold water, that when you do get involved with this, there's going to be people that are going to laugh at you and make fun of you and not believe in you. But that's what Steve Jobs went through. That's what Justin Bieber went through. Probably don't hear those two names in the same sentence very often. But I'm just saying, like, anyone that becomes massively successful has to go through this kind of hazing period. It's like everybody wants to be cool different, but you have to be weird different and ostracized different before you can be cool different. And that's what we really respect about these entrepreneurs and people that make it to these incredible high heights, is that they went through all that bullshit and they made it. And so you're going to have to go through that, like the movie Shawshank Redemption, where he's climbing through the sewer to get to his freedom. That's how this is going to be. But once you get there and once you make it, not only is it going to be super amazing and you're going to love it, but you're going to be an inspiration to your neighborhood and to your community and to your country. And that's what South Africa really needs right now, is they need success stories and examples, and they need modern day local heroes. And we're going to manufacture, we're going to produce more modern day local heroes than any other company on the planet, because we're going to help people get out of that survival mode. And that's what I'm super excited about. And so I hope this is the first day of the rest of your life where you decide, I'm going to be a different person, and I'm going to stop feeling sorry for myself, and I'm going to take responsibility for my life. And this is your chance. You're the person, and the time is now. And you couldn't be working with a better person. I've known Graydon for, I think 5 or 6 years now, something like that. And the level of maturity and the level of awareness that he has at his age is second to none. I mean, the guy's incredible. So he's not just a pretty face. He knows what he's doing. He's been working directly with me. And so don't give him any shit. Pay attention to Graydon. And if he says jump, you say how high. And if Graydon says the moon is square, you say you bet. Because if you follow Graydon, Graydon's going to be right 9 out of 10 times. You're probably going to be right 4 out of 10 times. And so just follow Graydon even when you know he's wrong, because if you follow him blindly, then you'll be right 9 out of 10 times. So work together, and I'm always available. And Graydon, I just can't say enough good things about you. I'm super impressed with you, and I have absolutely no doubt that you are going to be South Africa's next millionaire entrepreneur.
Thanks, Cliff. I really appreciate that. Dude, I'm excited. Cliff, I mean, you've done extremely well, and you've spoken a lot about, you know, the mindset of, you know, what you need to do, and people are gonna, you know, people are gonna come at you and say stupid stuff, and you got to be tough. But, you know, what would be your advice for like the next steps to follow? Obviously, you know, speak to the person who got you on the webinar, you know, get started. But what would you say are 3 key things to really getting this thing going?
I think the very first thing you have to do is you've got to like kind of develop and protect your confidence. You got to make a decision that, you know what, I'm going to do this. And don't listen to your broke friends, because those are your broke friends. Like, why would you take advice? You want to go to San Francisco and somebody's never been to San Francisco. Why would you ask them how to get to San Francisco? Like, it just, you want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and this person's never made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Why would you ask them how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? So I think like the most important thing is to be able to like develop your own opinion and stick with it, and don't let people push you around. A lot of people have given up in life already, or they've failed. And so they try to talk you out of going for your dreams because they don't want you to make it, because they never made it. And that's like the saddest thing in the world. And it's true. You put a bunch of crabs in a bucket, you know, one crab can crawl out of a bucket, no problem. But if you put like 4 of them in there, or even just 2 of them, one starts to climb out and the others pull it down. And that's what's going to happen to you. Now, I'm not saying every single person is going to be like that. Some people are just going to jump in and they're going to be like, man, this is awesome. I'm so excited. Thanks for telling me about it. But there's going to be a larger group that's going to try to pull you down. So that's the first thing, is understand that that's coming. And then the next thing is to just get started. To just pull out your credit card, go online and join, and think about all the stupid things that you've spent 2,000 Rand on. You know, going to Long Street, or going to Rockin' the Daisies, or buying drugs or alcohol, or trying to impress a girl, or a skateboard, or a surfboard, or a camera, or a new pair of shoes. People waste 2,000 to 3,000 Rand all the time on stupid shit. And so the very best thing that you could possibly invest your money into is yourself. And so you're not investing into WG. This is an investment into yourself and into your future and into your own financial education. So number 1, make a decision. I'm going to do this no matter what. No matter what anybody says, I'm going to do this, okay? At 19, I worked at a gas station. At 21, I had a Lamborghini. Dr. Julian Doan here, just joining us for the call. Very cool. So make a decision and decide, I'm doing this. That's number 1. Number 2, pull out your credit card and get started. We all had to do that. And you only have to do it once, and you never got to do it again. You've got your monthly auto ship, but think about how many people spend. I guarantee you the cost of the monthly auto ship in this business is less than most people spend on alcohol, which is getting them nowhere in life. Now, I'm not saying you could never have a drink, but maybe for the next 6 months, you just take all your drinking money and put it into yourself, into a home-based business that's going to give you a chance to create financial freedom in your life. That's all I'm saying. Drinking, financial freedom. Drinking, financial freedom. Concert, having a Lamborghini by 21 years old. I mean, it's like, you know, yeah, like everybody wants the lollipop today instead of the bicycle tomorrow. So number 1, protect your confidence. Number 2, pull out your credit card and get started. And then number 3, sit down with Graydon and have Graydon help you go through your Facebook from A to Z and start talking to all your family and friends. And be careful not to throw up on people. Don't say too much, because then you scare people away. You fish with bait, not a baseball bat. You know, don't scare people away. A lot of times, salespeople are so desperate or overly, not overly excited, but like they're just too aggressive and they scare people away. And so you could be too scared to talk to people, or you could be so excited you scare people away. And so you got to find that kind of balance in the middle. And Graydon's going to help you with that. So those are my 3 tips on what to do next. Develop and protect your confidence. Make a decision. I'm going to do this. Get started. and then work with Graydon on how to approach your family and friends, because you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Awesome. Cliff, thank you so much. Good to see you.
Wait, really quickly, since we've got Julian here, I just wanted him to say hi, because Julian's an absolute legend. You know, he's made an annual income on a monthly basis, you know, as an entrepreneur many, many times. You know, he's driving his dream car, living in his dream place, and he's got a huge following online with social media and just, you know, in the real world. Not that social media is not the real world, but so Julian, just any words of wisdom for our friends in South Africa before we go?
I mean, pretty much everything Cliff covered is it. If you're sitting on the fence and you take a look at this business, get started right away. Do whatever you can to find the money. I mean, whatever you do, your people are going to do. So if it takes you a week to find the money, it's going to take your people a week to find the money, and all you're going to have is a team of weak people. And we can agree we don't want a team of weak people to find the money.
That was good. Thank you, Julian. Thank you, Cliff.
Yeah.
I really appreciate your time. All right, you got something more to say?
I'm just going to start wearing all black all the time to brand myself. I'm going to wear this shirt and this hat to like every meeting and every training. But then like whenever the owners are there, I always put on like a suit and tie because like I get nervous and like I want to impress them. But I would rather just wear this every day.
No. No, it's crazy. What do they say? People in suits generally work for the guys in jeans and a t-shirt.
That's right. People
Cliff's actually not wearing pants. That's the beauty of webinars. I'm just kidding.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you very much for your time, and I really appreciate what you guys have done for me. And for those of you who have on this webinar, like Cliff said, get started straight away. I'm really excited. Add me on Facebook, add me on WhatsApp. I'm here to serve. I'm here to help you as much as you can, as much as I can. But obviously, you know, you take 2 steps, I'll take 10. I can only help you as much as you want to be helped. So I want to say thank you very much to Julian. Thank you very much to Cliff. Thanks to all the leaders who are making this happen. Thanks to Zayn and to Samir. This is a big deal. You're first to market, which I think is crazy. And one of the things that, you know, I think Cliff actually taught me is that everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. So if you really want to make something big of your life, you've got to do something different. And this could be that different thing. So have an awesome night. Cliff and Julian, have a lekker time, my Chiners, and we'll talk soon.
Cheers.
Cheers, bye.